The 2026 Ford Everest looks like the kind of SUV Americans say they want: rugged, body-on-frame, and built to handle real life. But here's the problem. This isn't a vehicle most US buyers have lived with before, and that can lead to some serious regret. Because while it looks like a smarter alternative to something like a Tahoe or 4Runner, there are a few things most reviews don't talk about, and they could completely change your buying decision. So before you get excited about this SUV, here's what you actually need to know. Now, if you're even considering the Everest, you're probably someone who wants something more rugged than a typical crossover. You're likely comparing it to vehicles like the Toyota 4Runner, Ford Bronco, maybe even the Chevy Tahoe, something that can handle road trips, towing, and real-world abuse. And that's exactly why this review matters. Because on paper, the Everest checks a lot of boxes, but real ownership isn't about specs. It's about how it feels to live with every single day. And honestly, what surprised me most about the Everest isn't what it does well, it's where it might frustrate American buyers. Daily driving. This isn't a crossover. Let's start with something that will immediately stand out the moment you drive it. This is not a smooth, car-like SUV. The Everest is built on a truck platform, similar to the Ranger, and you feel that. That means heavier steering, more body movement, and rougher ride over bumps. Now, if you're coming from something like a Honda Pilot or Toyota Highlander, this is going to feel like a step backward in comfort. And this is where a lot of buyers might regret it. Because most reviews focus on off-road capability, but the reality is most people spend 95% of their time on pavement. What surprised me most about the Everest isn't what it does well, it's where it might frustrate American buyers. Powertrain. Good, but not exciting. The Everest typically comes with turbocharged engines, often diesel in global markets, but if it were adapted for the US, expect gas turbo options similar to the Ranger. And here's the honest truth. It's fine. Not impressive, not terrible. You'll get decent low-end torque, acceptable towing capability, and average acceleration. But if you're expecting something quick or powerful, you might be disappointed, especially when you compare it to something like a Tahoe with a V8, or even a turbocharged competitor that feels more responsive. This is one of those areas where expectations matter. The Everest isn't built to be fast, it's built to be durable. And for some buyers, that's perfect. For others, it just feels underwhelming. Interior. Modern, but not luxury. Now here's where things get interesting. The interior actually looks modern. Big screen, clean layout, decent tech. At first glance, it feels competitive. But once you spend time inside, you start noticing the compromises. Materials aren't as premium as they look. Some plastics feel durable, but not upscale. Seat comfort is good, not exceptional. This is one of those looks better in photos than real-life situations, and most reviews don't talk about that. Now, quick pause. If you're into honest, real-world car reviews like this, hit subscribe. I focus on what actually matters after you buy the car, not just the launch day hype. Because vehicles like these, they're easy to misunderstand. Real ownership, costs, and reliability questions. Here's something a lot of people overlook. The Everest is not a proven long-term vehicle in the US market, and that matters more than people think. Because ownership isn't just about the first year, it's about service availability, parts cost, and long-term reliability. Ford trucks generally have solid support, but introducing a global SUV into the US comes with unknowns. And that uncertainty alone could be a deal-breaker for cautious buyers. Fuel economy is another factor. Don't expect hybrid-level efficiency here. You're looking at typical body-on-frame numbers, meaning higher fuel costs over time compared to crossovers. So while the purchase price might seem reasonable, ownership cost could creep up. What it does really well. Now, to be fair, the Everest does have some strong advantages. This is where it actually makes sense. Excellent off-road capability, strong towing potential, durable construction, practical third-row space for a rugged SUV, and what surprised me most, it feels honest. There's no pretending here. This isn't trying to be a luxury SUV or a sporty SUV. It knows exactly what it is. And for the right buyer, that's actually refreshing. If you want something tough, simple, and capable, this delivers. Who should buy, who should avoid? So let's make this simple. You should consider the Everest if you want a true truck-based SUV. You value durability over comfort, you plan to tow, travel, or go off-road, you don't mind sacrificing refinement. But you should probably skip it if you prioritize ride comfort and smooth driving, you mostly drive in the city, you want premium interior quality, you're unsure about long-term ownership support. And honestly, that second group is bigger than most people think. The 2026 Ford Everest isn't a bad SUV, not even close, but it's one of those vehicles that looks better on paper than it feels in everyday life, especially for American buyers used to more refined options. And that's where the real risk is. Because if you buy this expecting comfort, you might regret it. But if you buy it knowing exactly what it is, a tough, no-nonsense SUV, you'll probably love it. And if you're comparing this to something like the 4Runner or Bronco, you need to watch this next video, because one of those might actually make a lot more sense for your lifestyle.